I would now like to invite Mr. Yerga Selvin to address the media.
Hi, good afternoon, one and all. We all stand here today to make one big vision come true. That's to help realize every sporting dream in our country. So before I start taking you through the journey, I would like to uh, say a few words.
Well, a very good afternoon to all of you. Uh, After that elaborate explaining, I don't think I need to say much, but from my side, I call him Mr. Y. Yerega is too big a name to call. So we started having this interaction close to a year back or slightly more. And they are already in place at that point of time. And when they approached me, and I was like, I want you to work slightly more on it. And we put it on the public platform once I think we are completely ready, and I think this is the time when I can proudly say that we are ready, and we had to do a lot. That's why I said, try to explain what this app really does, because at times, it gets a bit confusing as to what is the purpose of the app. So thanks for the presentation, Mr. Y. And as we went across with what needs to be there, what needs to be part of it, and what else we can do, and that really took a lot of time. And when I felt that it was ready, I had to convince him, like, Yerega, I think I would like to get something in the company, and let's not play the valuation game. I'm the celebrity out here, so I'm not going to pay you what your valuation is, but definitely I would like to get a part of the company. So finally he agreed. There was a bit of negotiation. He agreed to it, and finally I'm on board. But overall, I think it's a nice platform for everyone. It's not only for the top athletes, it's not only about the Olympic athletes or, only the state level athletes, even for recreational value, people who just want to go out there, hire a venue to play some kind of a sport, that's also there. And I feel not every athlete is destined to represent the country, but there are lots, who'll play for district, who'll play for state. In cricketing terms, people will play Dilip Trophy. There'll be people who'll play 10 years, when it comes to that kind of cricket, but still there are a lot of help that they need at some point of time, and usually it's the start of their career where they need that kind of a help. And that's where the concept of breaking what really athlete needs at that point of time, that came in. And I said, a lot of times when a person says, I need this kind of a money to make sure that my next year is really happening, and I'm at my best. And we said, why can't we break it down? Why can't we say, okay, my supplement needs are this much, my coaching needs are this much, and as basic as somebody who's playing state level says, I need a pair of spikes, I need a pair of bowling spikes. And it's not only for the big corporates or just the big institutions, even somebody who is uh, just a normal guy and decides to say, okay, I want to give a pair of spike to someone. And this is a platform where he can pick that kind of a guy, okay, I want to give a youngster who's playing or representing the state who needs a bowling spike, and I would like to sponsor it. Because it's not about the quantity, it's not only about, okay, I want to pay that kind of money. It becomes a direct transaction between the individual and the athlete, and they can thank each other, and we actually don't take any commission or anything out of it. So it's covering a lot of angle, but to frankly say, I think it was a much needed platform. It gives a authenticity to the requirements of the athletes, and also it integrates quite a few people together. Let's say I was fortunate, when I played in Ranchi, I played for CCL for a long time, and we had good practice facilities over there. But let's say if I needed a coach and, I needed somebody who could help me out, it's very easy. There'll be athletes all over India who will be willing to give that kind of a guidance. They may not be the person who will be having their academies running, throughout the year, but, you know, players who have represented the zonal cricketing activities or who have been ace cricket players for the state, you can approach them over the app and you can say, okay, I would like to get 5 or 10 sessions off you, and maybe if you are interested, why can't you? It can be for free, it can be charged or anything. So it's a platform where all that can be done, and we are trying to make it as simple as possible. And that's where the verification concept came in, where we said, we want to make sure that people or athletes who are part of the app are actually verified athletes, and they are the ones who are playing at all the different levels. So that's how it all started, and now we are here, at the launch, and I'm really happy that it has happened. So that's from my side. Thanks a lot for being here, and you have written a book. You better sponsor a few spikes, huh? No, thanks, joking. Thanks.
I know it's MS Dhoni and you will have a lot of questions, so they are now open for questions, but request you to focus on the run Adam bit. Thank you. Before we take the questions, would you like to play a small video?
Athlete or a
That was a very informative video indeed. They will now take any questions that you may have.
Okay. I know it's for I'll just tell you one thing. To win a test match, you need 20 wickets. And we did that. So that's the only answer I would give, because it doesn't matter how well you bat, how well you are there for 5 days, but if you're taking 20 wickets, you can win a test match. Well, he's the best, and he's already reached a status when he's close to a legend state. So, I'm very happy for him. And, the way he has batted everywhere, and the last few years he has just been brilliant. So he'll keep taking the team forward. And that's what you want from a leader. So, all the best for him, and very well done.
When you collected the match ball in the last ODI in England, a lot of fans were saying that it might be your last game. Any clarification to your fans?
Okay, is it the last question of cricket or more will come? No, you actually have to keep working, what really is happening, and that was to see why we are not able to get enough reverse swing. Because we'll be playing the World Cup in England, what is it that we have to do so that we get reverse swing going? Because it's something that is very important. If the opposition is getting it, we should also get it in some point or other. So that's why because now after 50 overs, the ball is useless to the ICC. So I requested the umpire, can I get a ball? I gave it to the bowling coach and said, we need to work on it, how we can get it more scuffed up, so that we can get a bit of reverse swing going. That will in turn help the fast bowlers get those yorkers or wickets in the, close to or after the 40th over mark, and that will really help us, restrict the opposition by not getting too many runs in the last 10 overs. Irrespective of whether I like it or not, I think she gets a lot of attention, and the thing is, wherever I go, people actually ask about her. So I'm nowhere in the scene right now. They see me like, okay, where is Ziva? Is she around? What is she doing? So it's good to have somebody like her around, who's a live wire, and once she gets up in the morning, she's always on the move, and she's very careful about what she does. So we are not worried that she may get hurt by doing something. So it feels good to have somebody around who can ease on the stress, by not really pushing us to think anything. So it's good to have her, and it doesn't really matter whether I like or I don't like the attentions that she's getting, because she's hardly 3.5, and already she has a own character, and she talks in a particular way, and I think it's good to have a daughter who's always around.
Hi, Dhoni sir. A couple of things. First is, since we are promoting sports and Run Adam is one such platform, recently Mr. Rajavardhan Singh Rathore, the Union Minister, has made a statement saying that by next year the syllabus will be reduced to half. so that, you know, this can promote sports, because sports is nothing but education. Any comment on that, sir?
Listen, frankly, I've not heard about it.
This is recently in the rugby.
Okay, yesterday. I have no clue about it, but
Yesterday.
so it's not fair to make a comment on something that you have not heard. It will be interesting to see what the parents think about reducing the syllabus. Because not to forget, uh, you know, education is very important, but sport does teach you a lot about life. And school is, I feel, the right spot where you need to push the youngsters to play a lot of sport, and especially physical sport, outdoor sport. Indoor also qualifies, where badminton is there, squash is there, table tennis is there. But that's a time where they have that kind of a time where they can spend enough time on both. Nobody really knows. Like when I was in class 6th or 7th, I had no clue whether I'll become a cricketer, a footballer, uh, athletics man, or I'll play badminton. So till I've not tried those sport at school level, how will I get to know what I'm good at? And I feel, in between there was a phase where parents were not too much interested into sport. They just wanted their children to study hard, get the best of result. And what is strange right now is, 90% marks was considered like very good. And now the amount of students who actually get more than 90% is just enormous. So for us, even if I was, studying 24 hours a day, I can't think of reaching, 90% marks at any point of time. But, I was good in sport. I played a lot of sport. That's why that's something that really helped me be fit at my age right now. So I feel sport is a major part of life, and it teaches you a lot of things, that will to win, the acceptance to losses, how to come back after having a bad loss. So, mentally and physically, sports builds a lot of character, when it comes to the students at an early age, and that actually helps you in your practical life a lot. So I just feel sports should be a big part of the student's life, and everybody should be pushed to play some kind of a sport, even if he doesn't want to.
So we are definitely giving platforms to a new